Welcome back. This is Nerd Dad on episode 12 of our Factorio playthrough. Last time we left off, we were just going to start getting ourselves ready for some trains here, and I'm thinking we might throw a little bit of electrical at it as well. So what we're going to do here is maybe go pick up some of those fast transport belts that we've just kind of been building. Hopefully we've got enough of them. You can see we're really bleeding off our line there, so we're going to be a little bit limited, a whole 167 of them, so it isn't like we're getting a lot of bang for our buck here. Let's just make sure that that's full again. We may as well fill up this with some of these yellows. It'll save some resources, but whoa, we just really don't have that much coming down the path here. Okay, so yeah, we're just really bleeding off those lines. We are going to have to deal with the iron ore as quickly as possible. But first, we need to address how we're going to get these trains built up. Okay, so I think we're going to need a little bit of resource here, a few things. What do we need, actually? Let's grab a little bit of steel. Don't need a lot. Let's start building, let's get another one of those, and let's get 5 more of those. And we'll come up here and grab some iron ore. Now let's get it off this empty box here. I don't want to fill up, I just want a little snack. Okay, I'll run back down here. Really, I'm not happy with how well that's working up there. We really need to get more ore coming into this system. But, until that time, let's work on... Hey, there's some concrete. Let's work on getting this thing up and running the way we want it to. So, I think what I'm going to want is a few things here. I think we're going to want to pencil off a line here. That should be for stone. I'm thinking we're going to have that for iron ore, this one for green circuits, and we're going to go something like this. 1, 2, and I think we're going to need a blue one there. This doesn't look right. And if we bring these in, that would be, whoopsie, not like that it doesn't. Oh, stop it. You're so mean to me. Okay, you are going to be those, you are going to be those, you are going to be one of those, which is why we need you to be a different one. Okay, now on the other side here, we're going to need some steel. And, just stop it. And that steel will feed this guy here, but we don't need him on this side. And we're going to need reds on this side. We're going to need a red for you. And I believe you need iron as well. Yes, you do. And then we're going to need an output on this side for something like that. And you there. Yeah, we'll use red. Oh, come on. Grab it. Okay, so that gets those quasi-built. Looks like we need a few more power poles as well. So let's grab some of those. And once we've got that in place... Let's just get you guys hooked up here now. You, sir, you are a green circuit, I believe. Or are you iron ore? Which one do I need more of? I need 5, and I need 10. So my green circuits can be on the outside. Okay, so the green should be the outside line. We're going to want something like... Actually, let's stretch it as far as we can. And we're going to want you to go as far as you can, and you to pop right over into there. That will allow us this. Fortunately, we don't have the red splitters, and I'm not going to worry too much about them just because, well, frankly, I just don't want to burn the resources on them right now, if I had to be honest about it. I think this one's going to cause us grief later on once we go up to 5 lines, but we will address that problem when it becomes a bigger problem. Okay, so we got these. And that line there needs a little bit of help for sure. We're going to have to get a little bit of fed from the middle. Who else is having problems? You're having problems. Definitely need some more splitters. I need to get this line here split off as well. Okay, that's looking good. Looks like we need steel. Oh, I've got something sitting here that doesn't look right. That shouldn't be like that. And there we go. Still waiting for those splitters, but that'll give us what we need. Okay. So we'll get a little bit more power now that we got a few power poles. Okay, that's looking really good so far. Now, the next thing I want to throw on here is start getting ready for our rail. So I think what we're going to do for our rail is this. I'm going to put this here. I'm actually going to build the rail there. I'm going to bring in a line out here. This line's going to be a yellow line. It's going to run right into there. That'll be the stone. And then we're going to need the steel to come to right about... Problem is I've already built more than those I wanted. So what I want to do is just kind of get this figured out before I go too much further here. This will be the end of the steel line. This will be our rail. And we're going to want the rail output onto this line as well. I don't want to carry this any further than I have to here. As close to being in alignment with there would be great. So our box... One more? I think we're going to go one more and then drop our box. And we're going to put a box right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw a little bit of logic wire on this. And I'm going to want some more logic wire. Okay, so that gives me this. This will be an iron rod. And that's all looking good. So we'll just throw some power there, and on that corner. And why are you not picking up? Because you haven't been given me access to the goods yet. Okay, so there's my iron rods. And we need to now just find a splitter. Have we got one yet? Yep. So we'll get the splitter coming down here. That will get us just about everything we need here. So now we can just get this this red logic wire going. And we're going to go from there. We're going to want one there. We reach away over here. Reach to there. If we can span all these, that would be great. We can just skip the power poles. Okay, sir, we would like you to only produce, say, 25 of these at a time. So we're going to ask you for 25. You're going to probably produce closer to 30 by the time you get all the way down that track, but that's okay. That's close enough to what we're looking for. Where's your buddy? There you are. And shift insert there. We're going to ask for some train stations. We're going to ask for 20 of those. Actually, you know what? Change my mind. We're going to go 45 ahead on these and hope we get around 50. We're going to shoot for that instead. And we'll change you back to one of those. Okay. That gives us all this. What we want to do on this one is we want to do something similar. This one's going to be less than, but we're going to go less than 1,000 so we get lots of train line in there once we get this set up. And that should do it for this. So we should be able to finish this line off. Just like that. And they should just keep building until we kind of get this all backlogged here. It's going to go a little crazy because it's got to catch up a bit. Okay, now let's go with the... Let's go deal with the stone. How are we going to get the stone down here? This is a bigger problem. Frankly, I think we're going to use some of these reds just because I need to jump so far on this. And unfortunately, what I need to do is something like this for this one. Just so that I can get the extra space, because I'm going to need it. In fact, how wide are you going to go? You're going to go 3 that way, so you're going to go that way, so I can go here. Okay. Just trying to make sure I can jump it as far as I need to. Alright, so I know those are a little bit faster than we wanted for there, but that's okay. It'll just be a little temporary blurb. Because what we want to do is we want to get this up here. That's too far. I'm going to bring you in right here. Just jump this power pole right here. And I'm just going to run you down just a little bit here. I think we go all the way down to this coal line. And I think we can jump you like this. And now, where do I go from there? Down to there. And we're going to need to get a little creative here. This is where I got to go and fix this up first. So what I want to do is I want to quickly snip all this out of here, and what we're going to do is we're going to just run this line straight down in like that, and we're going to just feed this one backwards. Oops, I ran that backwards. There we go. And now what we're going to do is just feed this guy back in there and just get all this off this line right now, because we're going to reuse this line anyways, and those two can be refed. And once this guy gets out of here, we'll just change that into a line like that. Find a splitter, throw it back in there. And now we've actually got the copper coming down where we want it, and we'll have the stone in a second coming down from down here. Just like that. And we should be able to. In fact, I think I'm going to do it this way. I'll just turn that one out and just turn it in like that. Okay, so I think we got a little place to finish this off up here. I think we just got to do a little bit more jumping. Just a little bit more stone coming up from here, and it looks like we're going to need to jump these and just go like this. That should bring us stone. Hey, look, and we actually already got some coming in, so that is excellent. We've got the stone coming in. Let's just follow this up into the bus. That is actually a nice long line of just so disappointed with this right now. We'll get it fixed. It's just, it's sad. It really is. But what have we done? Well, we've actually managed to get ourselves our train resources set up here, and once this stone comes in, we'll be able to get off some rail here, and we'll be in pretty good shape. Okay, so where to? That's the next question. So I'm thinking maybe we'll get some other goodies built here, and I'm just kind of pondering how to do it. You know, what we should have done is we should have run this output line on the... If we had to run that on a different line, we'd be better off here. We actually should have flipped this around. That's okay. We'll do something different next time. I guess we could. We could do it this way. Alright. What we're going to do is grab these guys. You can pull from there, right? Yeah. That will give us power poles. I'm trying to decide whether I want 2 of each assembly machines for these electric poles or 1. And I think we're just going to go with 1. And if we go with 1, that allows me to do something else. So if we go with one of these being this, one being this, what we need to do is we just need to bring in some copper and drop it basically to there. And where are we going to run you to? Let's bring these lines down. I don't think I've got enough line to run all this down, so let's bring just down one line aside just so we can get a beat on where everything's going to be. And we might have to go and pick up some more. And so basically that's where that one would be, and I believe we go out... I think that's right. Right like that. And then we should be able to go jump, jump, and just go as far as we can, which is there. And there we go. So that gets us set up, and that will be copper. And we'll bring in these guys like this, and then we'll put our outputs actually into the same bin. Which means we can just bring across this line like this. We can say the same types of things, i.e., hey, we only want you to be, I don't know, less than 45. And actually, let's make this one 95. Oops, 95 for you. And you need to actually be big electric poles. And why are we not getting a copper yet? Because we don't have a splitter on this. And that should come together once we get some power on this. And that's going to be part of what we want to do here. Alright, so there's our power poles kicking out now, and I think that won't tax us too much if we just keep it on there, because this is another one of these things we're not going to be picking up every 5 seconds. It's we just come and pick them up as we need them, and if we're only doing 1,000 rail lines, I think we're going to be okay, because frankly those will be ready every time we come to pick up 1,000 anyways. Okay, so that doesn't, tax our lines too much, and it allows us to pick up things that we need. Now, the other thing I would like to get is some lights in here. And so what I'd like to do, and this is the part I'm not sure how to pull off, I want to get these iron rods over here somehow. But I also need this line duplicated over here somehow, so it's a little bit of a mess we've got going on here. Now, one way we could do it is we could jump across here. We could basically just jump this from its takeaway there to there. Actually, that's not a bad plan. I think we're going to do that. We need to go pick up some more fast transport built anyways, and once we get this, this will actually work out not too bad. This will be the easy way of doing it. I was actually thinking about doing it with a split or with a filter on it and all sorts of things, and I'm looking at it now going, why would you go through all that when you can just kind of... Oh, we need a break on this line a bit too. Let's pick up 500 of those for right now. We got a little bit more. Okay, so that's looking like a decent perspective, actually. This is actually going to be easier than I thought it was going to be. I was thinking I was going to have to get all tricky, but sometimes the simplest answer is the best answer. The only other thing we got to worry about is making sure that our output is back to this line. So we have to make sure we go back to this line, but we can just go something like this. Just bring this line like this, and actually just put you like that. Bring another line like this. How are you taking damage? You guys are getting ammo, right? You're just getting a lot of bugs. That's a lot of bugs along that wall. Okay, so if those are going like that, then what we can do... I'm eyeballing this for a little bit, saying, what can we do with this? If we put a line like this, and then... Whoa, not quickly. Wasn't quick enough. Quickly do this. We can double-side this line. And by doing that, what we can do then is we can just ship it right over from here to there. And we can reutilize this line just for building lights. And we get a power pole there and say, please make lights. And there's another electrical function in the same area, which is kind of what we want. What we do need, however, is a filter on here, a little bit of logic. And where can we go to? I think that one's a logic box on it as well. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not that one so much. Maybe that red one? That one's got logic on it, right? Yeah. So this one should be able to say, hey, if this is less than 100, let's go 95 just like everything else is, then keep feeding lights. And that way we'll have a lot of lights to pick up as well. So there we go. I noticed we haven't been learning anything for a while. Let's get some sulfur. We're going to want that for our explosives. So one of the reasons what I want to do next is I want to push out and get this oil. And I've been thinking we actually might just build a wall and go after this. We'll talk about this in a couple of secs. Get this 4.7 mil and start feeding that into this monster, and that'll get us backlogged. So to get out there, we could do this a couple ways. We could actually not worry about trains and things, and that might be how we go after this, but that means we need to wall this all in, all the way out to here, which is almost doubling up our base size in some respects. So I'm thinking we're just going to run a wall all the way out here and just gather this and go from the lake all the way back. So it's an aggressive land grab we're going to go after here in a little bit, and this is kind of why I wanted to work on trains and a few other things, just get this set up. And then offline, I'm thinking we're going to grab that. I just wanted to kind of get into that a little bit and see how this is working out. So what do we got in here? We've got 45 and 45, so it's actually giving us exactly what we want. That is interesting. So let's bump you guys up to 49, because I'm expecting there will be one extra, and if it isn't, well then we can live with 49. Usually it gets one on the track while you're kind of doing it. So what are we going to get? That's 49 right there. There's 50, and there's 51, and 49, and 50 right there, and 51. So it was one more. It was one short than what we wanted. So we're going to probably need 48 on these. Is more likely what we're going to want. 48, and we'll go with 48. And because what I'm trying to do is make it so that when I come in and grab them, I don't have one extra that gets stuck in my bag. So it's kind of one of those ways of seeing what we get. Okay, what do we got here? We got exactly 20 stations, so that's exactly what we wanted. And we came up with 97. We asked for 95. Let's ask for 98. And what did we end up on the blues? We ended up with 46. What did we ask for? 45. Let's ask for 48. I'd rather be one short. Okay, so what do we got? We ended up with 102. That's not great. I always figured you ask for one, you get too many. Let's just break the difference with 97 then. Okay, and how are we doing on these lights here? Lights are coming. We got 80, so we're getting there, and we can see that we're slowly getting our railway. So it's all coming together really nicely. What we're going to do here is grab a car. I notice we got a little bit of military science packs here, so let's just get rid of that. I'll just grab a car, throw in some of this, maybe a little ammo. We don't need too much because this will mainly be on the inside, I think, unless we take it out for a joyride. And we'll just pull up here and we'll just get rid of that and get rid of that. There we go. And it's nice to see these lines are not being compromised at all. We're managing to just burn those off. Of course, the military we're not using right at the moment, but the greens and reds are definitely keeping up. Just gently nudge that post. Okay, so what are we going to need for this huge expansion of ours? We're going to need walls, we're going to need yellows, inserters, because we're not going to be at lasers yet. So let's grab some yellows. That'll get us on a bit of a start. What do we got? 98. We're going to need a bunch of wooden power poles, just because that's the way we're going to do it. We're not going to do it with nice new metal ones. That's a good way for us to burn off some wood. Did he just say that? My goodness. And we need ammo. Who's got the ammo? Why, I've got the ammo. Let's grab that. Oh, just a perfect little fit. And we're going to need some walls, which is going to be down here. I wonder if our wall factory's been working any better than it was at first. That's a little bit better. So we've got what we need to start our expansion, and we'll go back and get some lights now. So we've got the lights for the expansion. We don't have them on our, we have a few kind of scattered about amongst our current perimeter, but not what we were actually looking for. So let's grab some lights, and there goes a bunch. That's where we're going to leave off. So what we've done is we've built ourselves our railway. We're going to be able to quickly expand that railway once we can get ourselves some oil products, and that's what we're going to go and get now. We're going to push out towards oil, and while we're pushing out that way, we're going to start looking at things like, well, pump jacks. I mean, we're going to need what? Whoops, can't insert. What do we need for pump jacks out here? Anybody count? 5, 10, 15, 17, something like that. 2, 4, 5, 10, 15, 17 by the looks of it. So 5, 10, there's 12, so we just need another 5. So we're going to need a few more supplies. In fact, I probably already got them in the car. There's 5 more. So we got the pump jacks now, and we'll worry about the rest in a little bit. So I'm going to head out. I'm going to start taking over some land, beat up a few bugs. Nothing really exciting to see. Lose a battle with some rocks. Win some with some ghosts. And I think that's about all we've got for this episode. So I really thank you for joining me for episode, I believe this was 12. And we'll come back next time, and hopefully we'll have a massive perimeter set up out here, and we'll have done a massive land grab, taken out a couple bases, and we'll be ready to kick into some serious oil expansion and start setting up a huge train depot for that oil expansion. I've got some ideas with how I want to handle the oil this time. I've been playing around with some other ideas, and I want to see if we can get it all to work. So thanks for joining me. Really appreciate it. This has been episode 12. I'm Nerd Dad, and I am